hearing for a reason, is so that his colleagues in the Senate have a good source of information. He doesn't want them to know this is a good bill, doesn't want it to be heard.
Well, who's getting paid off? That's
Well, here it is. He's getting money in the Treasury on adult use, you know? Yeah, man. Adults are paying some tax, all going on. But whoa, if they start talking about home grow for patients, what about us? All the others do it. And he doesn't want the what about us outcry, because everything heard at the hearing for patients applies to adults, except for it's a different intended audience. But the what might happen. And as to that, what state is having something happen that's not happening here? Thank God, because we don't have home grow. You know, what have we been saved from for 4 years of patients figuring they've been stabbed in the back? Scutari got the original law passed in the Senate, got it passed with home grow provisions in it, and they were taken out against his will in 2009. So circle around, he becomes Senate president. Somebody finally writes a bill to address patient concerns, and he won't let it be posted for an informational hearing for 3 years and 9 months now, just a little over. So it's not about, is it a good bill? How do you know? Yeah, how do you know? In other words, people don't want this bill. Based on what? Have the hearing, then ask people what they think. Don't ask them what they think before the hearing and say there's no interest, so we're not going to have a hearing.
Imagine if these guys had to wear race car driver outfits with the sponsors on.
Oh, man.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Screwing everybody. They have no concern of the general public in any way.
Yeah. Well, you know, there are, I got to go fix that. There are some that are ready to roll, but they're under the domain of the Senate president. Kind of what's going on in Washington.
Well, we're ready to roll. Let me start the.
I'm gonna get mine. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't tell me how you're off and down when you smile in my face, but you play me like a clown and you fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm a mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell and I'm full of doubt. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. I'm back on the scene, it's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sway. Want today is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly dis, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty, let's roll.
Can you hear me? Oh my, unmute your mic. Your host is on. Oh, can you hear me? Dude, how can you? Am I not? Where am I? Dude, I gotta find out where I was doing this. I know my mic works.
I'm muted. Okay.
Oh, you muted me.
In the house. Hello, all the way from Texas. Welcome to Trenton, Texas.
Well, what's
How are you,
going on,
Texas?
guys? I wanted to call in early because always earlier in the show is the best because you guys are later on when I watch the show, man. It's like it can get really hectic. Is that Jim? What are you guys doing?
Are we with the number?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. We gotta.
I can't hear the master. The master needs to be speaking.
Text me for
Dude, I had it coming out of my speakers, but whatever.
StreamYard. It has to be StreamYard. I can't take a phone call.
Really?
Yeah. So if he could do a StreamYard link, just to have him
On there?
text me. Yeah. I'll send him the link.
Yeah, that's always the best, man. The phone call crap that's so old tech.
There's a lot of echo on the phone call, so
Yeah. How you been, my friend?
really good. This is interesting. I love people stopping by. Thank you, brother. In Trenton, you never know who you're going to run into here in Trenton. That's why
Are you at the State House today?
State House today. And Jim, can you tell me what just transpired? That was amazing because I'm hearing libertarian candidate, and I'm like, what? Huh?
From
That's
first,
cool.
I would want to
I'm
preface
libertarian.
it by saying that this street is blocked off from both ends right now.
Yes, it is.
So you can't drive down the street. There is a parallel street.
I wonder why that
has
is.
one lane little passageway for cars between the buildings, but if you don't know it's there, nobody's riding by. So we're more or less going through the motions here, having a good time, though, you know. And somebody that knows the libertarian candidate for governor, he thinks would be real interested in just trying to get the question answered from being asked of the other two candidates. And the nutshell version is when you have a medical home grow bill not being allowed to be posted for a committee informational hearing.
We want information.
Yeah, it's Senate president has not allowed the bill to be posted for 3 years and 9 months now. It's a healthcare.
But who's counting?
Right. Yeah, right. And the thing is, it's not about is it a good bill. It's not about will you co-sponsor the bill. It's not about why do you not like the bill. It's about legislative censorship. It's not allowing the information that the Senate president's Senate colleagues need to have, by definition, a well-founded opinion. You know, so when you keep information from being heard, and yes, they could read the bill, but that's not what it is. It's the committee hearings where people come, law enforcement, drug rehab representation, always find their way into why this shouldn't happen.
Kevin Sabet.
Yeah. But the thing is, just to get it heard after all this time, but there's never been an explanation. I mean, how is that possible? The Senate president has not explained what he saved New Jersey from. Senate president's sorry, what have you saved us from that's happening in other states that do have home grow? Don't talk about Colorado. How about Maine? Nobody's scared of Maine, right? So he keeps talking about things going on in Colorado, and that worked better when there was only like a dozen states.
Yeah. But what are we up to now? Hey, Jim, what are we up to now? Like 38, 39?
Yeah, 38.
Well, I know there's like six more states that are going to be trying to do something in November. So we could be over the 40 limit pretty quick.
Yeah, we could be. And, it's like that number it doesn't apply to this situation. But when you
No,
get more than 37 states agreeing on something,
right,
yeah, you can make you can change the Constitution to include it when you have
right.
three
Imagine that.
quarters. Yeah,
Imagine
three
that.
quarters. That's a big threshold.
Imagine
Nobody
that. A
yeah.
constitutional amendment legalizing weed. That would be ridiculous.
Well, we have that in New Jersey. It didn't work out well for us.
I almost feel like
Well,
it'd be like banning it being illegal because the idea of legalizing a weed, I look up weed, it's an unwanted plant,
yeah, I know.
you
I
know?
know.
So they're going to
It's
ban
crazy.
something that nobody wants. I mean,
Have you seen or anybody heard what's going on here in Texas with what they recently tried to do? Because all of this stuff in Texas is hemp derived products. So it's not we're not even talking about cannabis sativa or cannabis indica, or full spectrum, any of that stuff. It's all the 0.3% THC, hemp derived, delta 8s, delta 10, C whatever stuff.
can't
They
keep
tried to ram through Dan Patrick, which I don't know if anybody remembers that guy, but he used to be an announcer on ESPN.
that's who I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan Patrick. And so they started out, and I think their first legislative session, and the Texas legislature only meets like every 2 years. I think it's
Well,
every 2 years. So it's a long. So whatever they do, you have to wait like another 2 years to do anything. So they had like an SB 3, Senate Bill 3, that wanted to do an all-out ban of all cannabinoid projects. Anything that had any sort of cannabinoid in it, they wanted to do a wholesale ban at first. And of course, that brought out all the activists, and everybody was down there in uprise. So it made it out of the House. No, it made it out of the Senate and went into the House, and they ran out of time. So that's when Greg Abbott started a special session to specifically deal with the cannabis issue. And the only thing that they got really rammed through and actually outlawed is any sort of cannabinoids in vaping products. But they're really trying to turn it back. And that's a violate at this point, banning anything that's hemp derived. You're actually violating that 2018, the 2018 federal hemp, where we passed it for all the states are legalized for the hemp based products. I mean, that was on the Farm Bill of 2018. So, yeah. And the crazy thing is it's all about splitting hairs and then keeping information away from the decision makers, and that seems to be the biggest thing, because a lot of the legislators, they have no clue. A lot of them are just like, they got so much stuff on their plates, they got so many things they're trying to deal with,
how many legislators are there in Texas? It's a lot.
in our Senate, I do believe we have, I want to say 32 maybe state senators,
Oh, that's not bad. We got 40.
and I think we have, I want to say less than maybe a little over 100. I'll have to check that out, but we don't have like the 50 in the United States Senate and the 400 and something we have on the federal level. But we don't have that many. We just have bigger districts and stuff.
So
But
if they're in session like once every 2 years, how long does that session last from beginning to end, and then come back?
they give them, I think, 6 months.
Yeah, that's
And
what.
then after that, Greg Abbott, aka Hot Wheels, is what's her name calls him, which I think is really freaking ableist of her. That one, I forgot her name, but she's one of our state representatives or whatever. They can do special sessions, but I think he's limited to 2 special sessions, and they finished their regular session, and then he held them over for a special session, and then that didn't work, and then he held them over for another special session, and it still didn't work. But the whole crazy thing is, and I'm kind of active with the people that are actually meeting with the legislatures and stuff, and I was like, why are you guys giving up so easily? I mean, why are you allowing them to push you just into the hemp based world? Why can't we push forward and push the line and say, hey, cannabinoids are legal on a federal level. Why can't we have THC full spectrum here in the state of Texas? And I always get this like, well, we're trying. And I was like, no, what you're doing is you're messing with hemp. And don't get me wrong, I've smoked the Delta 8, I've smoked the Delta 10, I've smoked all that. Yeah, it'll do for you in a pinch, but there's nothing like full spectrum. And that's why I keep pushing that deregulation on a federal level. And it would be nice, and I've heard grumblings that the feds want to reclassify to a Schedule 3. But once they do the Schedule 3, that's going to kick back to the states, and then the states are going to have a choice of whether they're going to move forward with, moving it to Schedule 3, which takes it off the pressure of being a Schedule 1. Because we got to get the feds out of the game of medicine. We really do. Because they don't know. The federal government is so adept at covering up and being the propagandists, because they're still saying that cannabis is just as dangerous as fentanyl, and actually not even fentanyl. Fentanyl is a Schedule 3, as coke, heroin, meth, and all these other things, and it's just ridiculous. So I can see, and that's another thing. We're split up now. We're in 50 different states, and we got 50 different states that are trying. I think Kansas is the one that is trying to legalize recreational right now, which they've been a holdout forever. Yeah. They're like a strict, like religious conservative state. And so to me, it just blows my mind how they can keep information, just the information side of a bill, having that bill read in an open forum so people can have a decision, or the people themselves can have
I've heard before.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, really. That's the whole, it's when it becomes about not having the information available, or people who make decisions not having access to something that, I mean, if you have a hearing, there's people speaking for and against it, and there's people in the committee who are for and against it. So if you're against it and somebody starts telling you about some good things, a senator can intervene and say, but what about blah, blah, blah? Yeah. I mean, it's represented at least. It's not a walkover for people to get something done. So, the information is necessary. And
I agree. What about the situation where they used to not publish? They don't publish these things on a website so people can have access to them. And think about my state. I'm 11 and a half hours from my state house. You, at some point, if you want to know what is being presented or there are going to be hearings on, you have to actually be in Austin, or you have to know somebody that has access to what's coming up, that you can be able to get, what are we going to discuss this time around? And I'm lucky that I have I think her name is Sean. She's a wonderful representative for the cannabis here, and she's down there always at the Austin State House, and she's kind of like my inside connect, because for me, I can't travel 11 and a half hours. Yeah. Are you freaking kidding me? It's ridiculous.
It's like, I don't know if it could apply. It could the size of Texas. I mean,
it's huge.
Yeah.
There's a saying here. It says, the sun is risen and the sun is set, and I ain't out of Texas yet.
I like that. Yeah, that's about right.
And I'm telling you, man, I've been all over this state, and it takes you, if you were to go on I-10, which most people know is the southernmost interstate, and you cross over in Beaumont, and then you drive all the way down I-10 through Houston and go through San Antonio and head to El Paso, it will literally take you 18 hours, and that's without stopping. So you're looking at a 24-hour period of driving straight through the state of Texas, and that is at its widest point, and that is not going from the southern point, which is Brownsville, down there on the Gulf of Mexico, and coming up to where I am. It'll take you, I think it's 36 hours to drive from the bottom of Texas up to the Panhandle. And that just shows the vastness, and it's huge. It's so massive, and people just don't understand it.
If you go up there, stop in the Dalhart for a privilege, man.
I love Dalhart. I
Yeah,
love Dalhart. That's in my area. Actually, in the Panhandle, Dalhart is my area. I love Dalhart.
the late wife Cheryl's father was the station master there for the railroad for a number of years. And the one
Yeah, we
time,
actually have railroad people up here still. You'd
oh,
think
no,
that the railroad's gone away. We
it's
actually have,
one
and
of the straightest, longest stretches of railroad is coming into Dalhart from, I guess, from the west or going out.
well, we have across the Panhandle. We have. It's always the east-west travel. Like if I jumped on, there's a train that is about maybe 20 miles from here. If I jumped on that train like a hobo and it's heading east, I can take it. I can pretty much take it all the way to New Jersey. It'll go all the way across the country.
When you described what you just did, it seems like on the larger national basis, like I'm 25 minutes from Trenton and I'm 3.5 hours from Washington, D.C. congressional
Right.
offices, which is 3.5 hours, but that's a short distance.
Yeah, for you
when
guys, it's your access to the federal government is easy.
Early and you get there in the morning with everybody else. It's just a nice drive. There's no traffic. But what I did was I had a kind of a bug up my butt that the FDA finally approved protocol for a test of cannabis on returning combat veterans with diagnosed with PTSD.
Yeah.
So they were going to be doing tests with cannabis as a treatment for it. But it was the first FDA-approved protocol for any medical it was like a big step. And the DEA, of course, would not allow any of the legal sources they would have to use from, Oxford, Mississippi, the only source of, that's why it's the only you can control it from study is what they say. But anyway, I just thought I'd be man Jim because he's all over. So veterans would get in touch with me and email me what they want me to hand deliver to their in Washington. So what I would do is somebody at a desk and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to talk to somebody.
Stream dropped. Uh-oh. Stream dropped. Stream dropped. Oh no.
Hand delivering it for, and then you say who and where he lives, Milwaukee, and they know that is a constituent. So I have the letter from the constituent, and I said, I'm required to read the first line to you before I give it to you, though. I would like someone in the office to talk with Jim Miller when he hand delivers this to you at your Washington office. He represents my point of view. So basically, I said, now here you go. If you say I can't talk to anybody, I might have a shot at finishing a long list of stops I got. So I'm ready to go. I don't care. I'll put you down as denied. And nobody ever denied it, though. Nobody ever did. And it was, I don't know. It just made everybody feel a little more connected. And it's almost like you need something like that in Texas. I mean, there's people that do live close.
Well, we have the crazy thing about here is that the cannabis network is via basically Instagram, and a lot of those companies got galvanized at this point in time because of SB3 and then again with SB5. So there is a network, but the network itself doesn't want to delve deep to why they want to ban cannabis. And I keep telling them that I think it's 73 or 80. It's upwards like 80% of the prisons in the state of Texas are corporate run. They're not even run by the state of Texas. And they have to have bodies. And the easiest way to get bodies into the prison is to get them busted with full spectrum THC coming. And it's that kind of collusion by the government with the prison industrial complex is ridiculous. And you can, when it shows its ugly head, and people stand up and say this, nobody says, well, Dan Patrick, aren't you being paid by the prison industrial complex? Aren't you collecting a certain amount of money here, a certain amount of money there? And nobody calls them out on the carpet for it. But the one thing that is being shown is there is a dispensary that's right across the border in from El Paso, Texas. It's in New Mexico, and I think it's in a town called Sun something or other, but it's literally 10 miles from the Texas border. Out of the whole state of New Mexico, that one dispensary brings in more money than any other dispensary in the state of New Mexico, based on its customer base coming out of El Paso. I think they said last year that one dispensary took in $146 million just from the state of Texas alone.
Wow.
One dispensary. One.
Yeah, well, you got a monopoly on that area if you want to show up in person. I mean,
right.
You know, I mean, it was like when I was in Oklahoma for a couple of years, where I met Cheryl. They only had 3.2 beer. They couldn't.
Oh, 3.2. I remember that. They still have it. I think. I still think they call it near beer.
Could go south. Denton, Texas, is in my head. I don't know. Yeah.
It's down near Dallas. You go south.
The first place you would come to. So there was a bar or a packaged goods store or two there that are having the same economic anomaly that you're talking about there. You know, like their beer set. You know, and plus I don't know. There's something else.
It's crazy how because I think actually Oklahoma's, it's a medicinal state, and they're actually on their ballot. I think it'll be in November. They're going to push forward and try to go full recreational again, which would be nice because the border of New Mexico or border of Oklahoma is 15 minutes from me.
Really?
I'm in if you look at the panhandle of Texas, I'm in the northeastern corner, and I'm in a super small town. Super small. So I have 65 people in my town.
Wow. That is small.
Yeah. No stores.
Where is that relative to, say, Dalhart? Because I know where that is.
Well, Dalhart is
from where you are,
west and south of me. So it's
oh, okay.
So west and south, and it's in the panhandle, and the panhandle's not that big.
What's over the border in Oklahoma that's closest to you? Maybe I would have heard of that.
There is a town of Woodward, Oklahoma, and then there's another city that I love very much. It's called Elk City, Oklahoma, because it's along I-40. But Woodward is our saving grace. That's where I spend. That's where I go. Like on December 1st, from December 1st to like March 1st, when I want to get out of here for the winter, we go over to Woodward, and we go to an RV park over there, a travel trailer park over there that is absolutely amazing, and it's all ADA compliant, and they actually love me over there, so I go over there, and good people in Oklahoma. I mean, it's one of the best, and like my girl Jennifer, who's from New Jersey, she said that she prefers the people in Oklahoma than she does in Texas, because there's just a lot of meat.
Yeah, there's the difference between New Jersey and Oklahoma for sure, and probably Texas is here. If you're in a really crowded supermarket, food store, and you got your groceries there, and you're 5 deep in line, and come on, everybody's grumbly in New Jersey and angry about being in line. Oklahoma, everybody's talking with each other. It's like you're in
And the thing is like you talk. You talk like her. She got that Jersey. She got that deep Jersey twang and stuff. They'll be like, "Girl, you ain't from around here. Where you from?" And then they find and then
I got taught how to mosey when I got there. He said mosey isn't walking slow. It's kind of like you throw your foot out there, like if you had an anchor and threw it, how it would. it would pull you
Yeah.
a little. So the momentum of your foot brings you forward, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I
Well, things
learned
are just done different out here, and I think the
there's
way that, and they're very accepting.
yeah.
Like over in Oklahoma, they're just genuine people. I mean, I mean, what they considered a flyover state in that area. A lot of people don't get through to some of these areas, but what amazes me is it's still affordable. So like those people that live in New York City that are paying $4,500 for a 1 bedroom squatter's a little squatty apartment. Out here, you could get a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house for $750 a month on about an acre of land.
Yeah. You know,
It's
it's definitely I took a ride by myself when I got there. I was going to California from southern Florida. I had a bad experience, you know, with you know, basically I got the boot in a relationship and probably deserved it, but it had never happened.
right. It's
It never
time to hit
happened.
the road.
No, that never happened to me. But anyway, I decided to go to California, and I didn't have enough money. I knew somebody in Oklahoma, and it was actually the people were so noticeably different. It's like, well, I'm going to stay and get a job, make some money, and then one thing led to another. I met Cheryl, and obviously everything changed. But at one point early on, I just wanted to take a ride, so I wanted to see Stillwater, which between Oklahoma City and
Yep, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Yeah,
there's not a lot in between, you know. So I'm going down the road, and right away I was a really cool guy coming the other way, very very not much traffic, and I thought he was telling me there's a speed trap up ahead, you know, and I'm
but
like,
he was
okay, yeah, but I
waving
didn't
at you.
pick it up till the next guy told me about the speed trap, and I thought, well, maybe they're warning me like 50 miles ahead because there's nothing in
No,
between.
they're
You
just
know,
waving
no.
at you.
So I put my hand out on the rear view mirror, and all I did was go like, just lift it up a little bit, and I got a
Yep.
big hearty wave back, you know. And
Yeah,
some
everybody. That's the craziest thing in the country. When you're on these country roads and you're driving down the road, everybody waves at you when you wave past each other. Now, if a speed trap is ahead of you, they'll usually flash their lights at you.
right, yeah,
Yeah,
do that.
but everybody waves, and that got Jennifer. She had to get used to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you
Because
want to walk down a sidewalk somewhere in New Jersey, if it's a town, a city, it doesn't apply, you know. But if it's like sporadic people on the sidewalk, you know, when somebody comes by you the other way, it seems like in New Jersey, like one guy's like, "Did I lose a penny over here?" You know, and the other guy looking, and it's like they pretend each other doesn't exist, you know.
right.
But in Oklahoma, you don't get away with that shit, you know.
No,
And you
the
gotta say,
opening of the holding of the doors for
oh,
people, like especially women, like a woman has to get used to the fact that if you pull up into a store and you get out of your car and a guy gets out of his car, the dude sprints to the door to make sure he can open that door for the woman to walk through the door. It's
that's
some of the craziest kind of behavior because you're just like coming from a big city. Like I've lived in Southern California, I've lived in Arizona, I've lived in like big cities, and in big cities, I've had doors slammed in my face while I'm walking up with crutches. You know, so it's definitely that's one of the main reasons why I relocated out here. And well, minus my 81-year-old mother and my 83-year-old father, but being up here gives you, and everybody knows me in town. Everybody knows me in town. And like I was telling Lefty, I've just recently, I think it's within the last year, they've actively put in ramps in all of the public buildings that I have to get access to.
really.
Just for me, because I'm the only handicapped person in town.
So
Yep,
that's
when I first moved here, the only building, there was an old elementary school that was built in 1932 that had a concrete ramp up the front into into the school, and then there was a handicap ramp that was built when they renovated the courthouse, so I can go in and get access to the elevator. But all other buildings were off limits to me. And the girl Teresa that runs the management here in the county, she literally went and purchased a bunch of those aluminum ramps to be able to, so I can get access to the police station, so I can get access to the post office. Yeah, they willingly. She came to me and asked me, "It's like, well, what kind of ramps do you need?" And that right there tells you the different mindset.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that's been Lefty's experience.
No.
No, hell no. Hell no. You have to fight. They don't like people. That's the thing. Like I've said, Lefty, the two most hated segments of the population are handicapped people and old people.
In Dover, I went there specifically to talk about disability access and Zoom access in Dover, and they'd rather attack the messenger than listen to the message. So now I'm being attacked. They're attacking me for going to church. They're attacking me all this personal attacks I'm getting. Mr. Grimes, you're a disgrace to society. All this crap because I'm fighting for disability access because they're ableist, they're racist, they're Islamophobist, but they have to attack me.
And that's the thing that drives me nuts and they portray themselves as good, God-fearing Christians, and that's what drives me nuts. Is like, if you were such a good, God-fearing Christian, you would help every handicapped person and every indigent person that you ever come across, because that's what Jesus would do. You know what I'm saying? But they forget. I don't know. Sometimes I think they get possessed with some form of a demon. Just look what happened with Charlie Kirk. I mean, did anybody from the religious rights, which had all the reason to, get so upset that they started burning buildings and burning cars and going after people? Nope. And then all of a sudden on that far lefty side, all they want to do is attack the messenger. And then you kill somebody that actually had nothing to do. He couldn't control policy. Yeah, he had the ear of some very powerful people, but you kill a messenger of God, basically. Somebody that's coming here and preaching just good Christian. And that's what converted my sons. My sons were listening to this guy when they were in high school. They've known about Charlie Kirk since like 2016, 2015, 2016. When he had no audience. And now that he becomes this massive movement, and it has God in front of it. Oh my God, we can't have that. Oh no, we can't have that. And it's the same in every of these. And you just have to, you have to pick and choose your battles. You have to know what you're getting into. Because I would tell you right now, the kind of love that I'm getting here in Lipscomb, I'm not going to get that in the town over in Canadian, just 26 miles away in the town over. I go over there and try to get access. Every restaurant, there's only like one, maybe two restaurants, but there's one family that owns all the restaurants in town. And their best restaurant, their steakhouse, is not ADA compliant at all. Refuses to put in a handicap ramp. Refuses. And I've actually talked to the family before and said, "Hey, man,
how many steps is it?"
One step.
One step?
One motherfucking step.
Come on. Let's call them up.
No, I wish. I would love to bug the Abrams, and they'll send out a hit squad. Well, the Abrams are going through a big problem because they're such a good family that the youngest son just shot himself. They're such a good family. Then why'd your youngest son, that's 22 years old, recent graduate from the University of Notre Dame, successful athlete in high school, decide to put a 45 to his head and blow his head off? Oh, yeah, that's a great family. So it's demon-possessed people that don't care about the handicap because they feel like, and I know the only handicapped person in Canadian. He's a good friend of mine. And I was like, dude, how do you get around this town and deal with these people? And he has a really weird story. He got stung by a brown recluse on his spine. That's what put him in a wheelchair. Really random shit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Right on the spine when he was about 3 years ago. But you just it's coming to a head. I feel like
So Governor Abbott couldn't get there in there. What would happen? You know, I mean,
Well, Governor Abbott is just a mouthpiece. Like he signs the legislation, but it's Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, which unfortunately, I think that to shake up Texas, we're going to have to. It would be very positive if we had a Democratic lieutenant governor and a Republican governor, because the Democrats could get a lot of, and the Democrats are the one here in the state of Texas that are really the ones that want to push the positive legislation for the patients or the positive legislations for the people. They're the ones that, and about 80% of the state of Texas, even the 80 or 90% of the state of Texas are conservatives. They actually side a lot of the time with Democratic policies coming out of the state house. It's a really weird dynamic. And so what you're ended up having to do here is, okay, so it's Governor Abbott's the governor, Dan Patrick's the lieutenant governor, and then Ken Paxton is our attorney general. So you have three conservatives that are kind of controlling what comes out of the state house and out of the Senate to be able to enter onto AKA Governor Hot Wheels' desk, and then he signs it or whatever. But thank God for Abbott this year, because Abbott did the right thing and sent SB3 back and said, hey, no, we're not going for a full ban. Like, you guys need to rework this. And they did some reworking of it, and they got, like an age limit. There was no age limit before for people to be able to purchase. So somebody 18 and older could go into the cannabis store, or into the I don't even call them cannabis store here.
Hey,
the
I have
head
a
store
comment here. I have a comment here from Barry Sokolowski. He says that Kirk was a racist, anti-trans, homophobe.
Wrong. Wrong.
Don't
wrong.
make you out to be a saint. That's what he
No,
said.
wrong. He needs to go back and do a deep dive, and also go back and start looking at all the stuff Charlie Kirk said. He said to people about trans people is that we've accepted a mental illness. And people don't understand that is a mental illness to a certain aspect of it, that you can't say that Charlie Kirk was preaching all this hate. He did not preach all that hate. He allowed those people to have a platform for them to understand that. And I think the greatest argument that I've heard for the trans argument was, okay, you think you're a woman, that's fine. He'd say, well, define what a woman is. He'd get them to do that. And he goes, well, I identify with being a cucumber or this. Can I do that? And the person says, no, that's a piece of vegetable. And then they would say, exactly. So he opened up minds, especially minds of young people, to start questioning.
Yeah, but that's a real typical way of deflecting with that. I could do that to just about anything anybody says. Yeah. Well, that's like doesn't mean that's like, but you segue it, you get a free pass. And by the way, I'm going to allow about 60 seconds more of this before I'm going to cut this shit out, because it's not what we talk about here.
That's right. Right. And that's the crazy thing about what's going on right now. The Democrats are using Charlie Kirk's death as a way to divide this country. The one thing we need to do is unify this country under the banner of peace, love, and acceptance. I don't care what you do in your own life, in your own stuff.
Another thing, when I hear the Democrats or the Republicans, you might not notice about Democrats, but they're like cats compared to dogs. They don't rendezvous well. They don't travel in packs. They don't get along. My point is when somebody says the Democrats, it's not.
Well, they identify as in this country, we're bicameral.
Most Democrats, a majority of Democrats, but to say the Democrats, it's like it's. Well,
we have to do. In here, we're a red blue country. Yeah. We're red and blue. That's what it is, and that's unfortunate. We need to have shades of different parties. That's why I want to push it different.
You're putting things in a box without allowing for overlap. It's the overlap that we got to deal with, bro.
Well, on the federal level, we only have two colors.
We set the rest of the stuff aside and we deal with what we agree on. So what we agree on is cannabis issues, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've always said that. I think Lefty's even heard me say that. As like, well, everybody everybody's worrying about the red map and the red and blue map, I'm worried about the green map. I'm worried about the green one because that's the one that's going to unify this country.
I keep seeing purple in some graphs. What would that be?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that we've come to this point in this country.
I have leanings, and some leanings are quite red, and most though are only blue, and a lot of it is because I'm a one-issue guy, and Republicans by and large have been the party of no for all things cannabis. That's a freaking fact. So
I agree. And if
well, what do you think? I think as many Republicans smoke as Democrats.
Oh,
I do.
for sure.
But
and we'll see how it changes because I've heard
if they're allowing their party to be the party of no with something they do, maybe they should be more vocal about that with their party.
Well, they're too busy now.
So that makes Democrats a little more true to, especially when it comes to medical, and but then we have in here a Democrat Senate president. That's the worst thing that ever happened. So exactly. I'm an equal opportunity.
That's why I think we should be able to drop the party designations. You should know.
Don't mistake for being anything other than an equal opportunity. What does it have to do with cannabis? I am such a specialist. I really am. When I ran for New Jersey State Senate in 2007.
You ran it as an independent?
No, I ran as libertarians had me.
Libertarian, and that's becoming more popular too. People are starting to do that because I think we should.
To them, and they were glad. I said, if somebody says, "What do you think about libertarian policies?" I'm going to have to say, "I have no idea what they are. It doesn't matter to me." And they said, "We don't care." They wanted me. I ran on one issue only, and I got just under 5% of the vote. I got 2,038 votes, and it was just fun because what I did was I said to the Democrat, "Listen, if you can support that we should have a medical marijuana law in New Jersey, I'll drop out, and all my voters will go to you, however many that would be."
Well, swing that way.
I knew she wouldn't do it. I made the offer, and but what I showed was if the race was closer, 4.38 or something like that percent of the votes, that could make a difference.
Yep, and that's why I think that. Hopefully in the future, we can get to a point where we don't have party designations on the people that are in elected office. You shouldn't have to know which party they're a part of. Actually, having no party on a federal level would be awesome. We just have individuals. That would be nice because everybody's individual politics, it's a spectrum, just like autism. Everybody's changing back and forth across a spectrum of sometimes I agree with this, sometimes I don't agree with that. And it definitely would help if people would first, educate yourself on the issue, pick an issue, first of all, educate yourself on the issue, but then don't be that person that when we have an active discussion, don't resort to violence. That's all we got to get to now.
I'm being 73. I grew up in a kind of a
violent period.
With the 50s as a young child and then the early 60s. The one thing I grew up with, a couple of things at the dinner table: don't put your elbows on the table. You don't put your elbows on the table, and
manners.
Never talk politics or religion at the dinner table. Two things. But see, the thing is, that wasn't just in our house. That was a general. You just don't. You can go to the parlor afterwards and have a spirited
right. I think around here they would say for men you have to leave the politics at the barbershop.
Yeah,
because everybody. Yeah, all the politics got discussed when you sat down in the barber's chair, and then that was where the active discussion would go around here.
I do have one feeling, and it makes a lot of sense to me though. I get one vote, and I know it's really not going to change anything, but I love exercising that right. But the thing is, the reason I ran was because if I could get other people to vote on something the way I want, that's like having another vote at something. So it's
I'm
I
tempted.
respect
I'm
somebody coming to
tempted to
my
do that because I would probably. I'm tempted to run for county commissioner here in Lipscomb because it wouldn't be that hard to get out and win. Because, like I said,
but
the
what about
county
going
of Lipscomb.
door to door? See, I hate that, but somebody come knocking on the door and I'll give them time, and I'm full of respect for somebody. This person has the courage or the convictions to be knocking on my door, and I'm here with my courage of conviction for a bacon and eggs breakfast or
Right.
something instead.
The thing
So
about
that person
that's
has one vote, and then they're
yep.
they're trying to get others to vote too. So I think
Right.
that's like I respect that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Uh,
the pressing the flesh and getting out there. The crazy thing about me is
yeah,
there's a dirt road that runs left of my property right here. I'm in Lipscomb, Texas. The dirt road on the other side of the dirt road is a town called Higgins, Texas. And Higgins goes from here to I think it's like 15 miles away. So there's a segment of population in this little town right here, another maybe 30 people. So on a day, if I wanted to run for county commissioner, I could literally hit everybody that I needed to hit on my wheelchair. And they all see me anyways. They all know me. All I have to do is go to the courthouse and roll around a little bit. It would be really easy for me to get elected if I ever choose to do that because everybody loves me. One of the farmer guys, his name is Danny. I call him Mr. Kabuto because he's always on one of his little Kabuto things. He's got probably 3,000 head of goats. He stopped me the other day and he goes, you got a kind of a face that we need around here. You're a really good looking man. And I'm like, what? I was like, yeah, you should run for office or something. We need somebody like you at the county commissioners. And I was like, well,
why not?
maybe I don't know. At this point, I'm too busy. I have 2 full city blocks that I'm developing here. I just got ramps on the front of my cabin, the back of my cabin, the front of my dad's double wide trailer, and then I had that one from the Texas ramp project. So I've got full access to my property now to be able to go in and out, get to the backyards and things like that, and to get up into it just this summer. So I'm still trying to develop. I'm Lefty knows I'm developing a property out here. I'm not like it's not already pre-built. Like I had to put up. It started with a power pole. I had to put up my own power pole. From my power pole, it went to my cabin. From my cabin, it went to. It's one of those things that because I own the biggest property in town. Most people own just like an eighth or a quarter of a block, I guess you could say. I own 2 full city blocks
Yeah,
and it's huge. It's huge. It's massive. Just for me to, and the crazy thing about out here, just for me to mow my lawn, just to mow my lawn takes me 5.5 hours.
whoa, man.
So I love it out here for that fact. Nobody messes with me. But I'm developing this town, and everybody knows that I'm pro cannabis. I've already gone and talked to the ag guy here in town. We have an agricultural representative that over there, and I've gotten a hold of the guy through the Texas Ag office that deals with hemp because hemp is huge here. It's like I think they said it was I think the last time I saw it, it was like a $2 billion industry with hemp and all the hemp-based products and stuff. And that's why SB3 was such a big deal of not wanting it to go through because the hemp guys came out of the woodwork and was like, you don't understand. People have retooled since 2018 to deal specifically with the Farm Act of 2018 to be in the hemp industry. And those are some big farmers and stuff like that. Huge farmers, huge ranches and huge farms out here that have already retooled. Most of the hemp farming, I do believe, goes on around the Austin area, but there are some places out in the Panhandle, like in Pampa. It's a small town right out near Dalhart. They converted a a grain elevator, like 2 or 3 old grain elevators, and they grow you grow the hemp in there and stuff. I've actually taken a tour of it. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I've since the last election was over, I basically threw politics to the side and said, hey, you know what? I think we need to work on unifying this country under the banner of love, peace, and getting along. We've got to stop resorting to violence, because I'm in a wheelchair, man. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm so easy to disarm. You just got to push me over onto the ground and I'm done, you know? And so being able to want to ride on a subway and then having to realize I can't ride on a subway in some place like Charlottesville, North Carolina, without having somebody stand up from behind me and stab me 3 times in the neck and kill me, not going to happen. Just not going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to put myself in that position. And that's the one thing that keeps Jen from wanting to go back to New Jersey. And she's got PTSD from the subway of New York and New Jersey. She's literally got PTSD. Every time I mention to go see and visit her mom, she gets this look on her face like, oh no, I don't want to go back there. You have to get on the subway. Don't want to do it.
That's pretty understandable, actually.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's dangerous, and you got to protect yourself. And me, I've put it out there to all my friends. If wherever you are, I don't care wherever you are in all the 50 states, if you feel unsafe and you don't want to be there anymore, come live with me for 3 months. Just come live with me for 3 months. And I will change your mind on moving out of a major metropolitan city where crime is rampant, and you'll be able to move. We don't have crime in Lipscomb County. We don't have it. Nobody gets murdered. I mean, I think the worst thing that goes on in this county is somebody gets caught with meth every once in a while. And then, like, we had one prisoner in our little county. He just got put in jail because he was an 18-year-old kid with like a bunch of different felonies, and he got busted with meth. And they were leaving him over at the county courthouse because they didn't have any space in the Texas Department of Corrections. And I got to know the kid, and hopefully I got to him. I'd roll over because they put him in the cage outside for him to have his daytime. And I rolled up to him a few times and was talking to him. I was like, hey man, what'd you get busted with? What's going on, man? And he opened up his heart to me. And a lot of the things that I saw was that he didn't have a really good connection with God. And he didn't have a really good relationship. Even though he was raised Christian, he just had lost that connection. And so I made sure that the police department made sure that he had 2 things with him every day. I made sure he had a Bible with him, and I made sure I got him a Pepsi because he always wanted a Pepsi. I would bring a Pepsi over to him every day, and then I'd have a Bible. And I made sure that the sheriff would make sure he had this in his cell with him every day. And I think they did recently transferred him. So I hope that goes with him, because he's going to do I think he got 5, maybe 10 years in TDC. When so he's going to need that Bible, and he's going to need to understand that there's good people out here. And when he comes back out, because when he comes back out, he's going to live in Booker or one of our little surrounding towns, and that, find your place, find yourself with your Creator, center yourself, and then ask him what your mission is. We just happen to know what our mission is. Our mission is to protect patients' rights and to actually homegrown. And I would love to have homegrown here in the state of Texas. I would love it. I can't wait for it to go the other way. But like I've told everybody on Sativa Cross, Texas will be the last state to legalize anything. Anything.
Yeah.
And all the states around Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma,
Alabama.
Colorado.
Alabama's right. Arkansas.
Oh,
I think.
Well,
Yeah.
no. You have to understand. Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico, all the states around Texas have done some form of cannabis reform, whether they have recreational or medicinal. And Alabama, Mississippi, Alabama, I don't know. I haven't gone over there and explored it yet, because I don't go that. I haven't gone that far in the deep South though. But you got Florida, you got other states over there. But yeah, no, Texas will be. I've said it before. there'll be 49 states that have either legalized medicinal or recreational, and Texas will still be fighting it tooth and nail because they need to have patience. They got to have not patience. They got to have bodies. They have to have prisoners. And we have a bigger problem. And now, Lefty, I haven't talked to you in a while. Did you know my ex-wife just died of alcohol and cocaine intoxication on June 1st?
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Yeah, she was a lifelong alcoholic, and the only time she ever quit drinking or doing any kind of crazy drugs was when she was pregnant with my sons. She just did nothing but cannabis. But she battled that demon, and she took off for, I think it was Labor Day, and she was in Lake Havasu, went with her drug dealer to Lake Havasu, and Javon couldn't get a hold of his mom, and they found her naked on the floor of a garage, and the person that she went with had stripped her naked, took all of her identification, and drove back to California so they wouldn't be able to identify her, and then left it up to whoever's house it was at to call the local police department, the sheriff, and she laid unidentified for like a week because of hard drugs. And that's the kind of thing that we need to attend to. People need to understand. Find your place with your creator. Get sober if you're not sober. Go to an AA meeting. Stay away from the drugs that are going to kill you, which we all know what's going to kill you these days, which is cocaine, fentanyl. Back in the day when we used to party, you could do cocaine and be fine. You could do it. You'll be fine. Yeah, a little bump of cocaine. These days, that'll kill you. That'll kill you. You're playing Russian roulette with your life. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we've, as a country, we don't see who the real enemy is. And we think that we know what's best for this person or that person is like, and then to celebrate anybody's death, I don't care who it is, to celebrate it, to say this person didn't deserve to be who he was or what he was. I was like, you don't know that person. You've only listened to your own echo chamber in your own people, the blah, blah, blah.
Well, we all have our echo chambers. It's not like there's only one echo chamber on the left. Let's be fair. And let's again.
I don't care who you are, because I've had people here that are conservatives that didn't like him.
This is the idea of even discussing this on this podcast.
Well, I think it has to come.
I got to say, it's not cool, man.
It's not cool. It's not cool in any situation. I would, if God forbid, if anybody that I knows, I've had really good friends
who are having the podcast would prefer that, is we don't talk religion or politics at the dinner table.
Well, then send a message to whoever it was and say, you know what, keep that to yourself. And those are the kind of opinions that people are.
Again, that's really a disassociative thing. Like, okay, I'll do that. It's like not even worth saying. It's beneath you, man.
Hey, what's the guy from Maine? Shirley. What was his name?
Oh, Derek Shirley.
Derek Shirley. Has he been on in a while?
No, I think you were on with him, right, that day?
Yeah, I think the last time I wonder what he's up to. Because that's all the way up in Maine. I mean, it's so funny. We haven't done one of those days to get
about Maine. Maine is a state nobody knows. I've never even been to Maine, but
it's pretty far up there.
You can't get there from here, sort of thing. It's because of the whole traveling things. Stephen King did Motor Road B. It was about Maine, driving around there, but it's only made me want to go for a drive around Maine.
Well, I'm going to the only way I'm going to get my girl out there on the East Coast is I think Amtrak will sell you I think it's a yearly pass or a monthly pass. You can ride as much as you want in a month or a year, I think. I'm going to try to get the yearly pass for her and I, and we're just going to jump on the Amtrak and head that way.
Nice. That would work.
And that would be an adventure, because it would be, and being able to deal with the ADA aspect of traveling. It's so difficult, like, because her mom wants to put us on planes and stuff like that. And I was
Oh,
like, do you realize how difficult it is for somebody in a wheelchair to fly on a plane?
I do. I took Cheryl on a plane a few times.
Oh,
But we made it worked hard. Okay, here's what happened is we wouldn't board early. We wouldn't even be at the exact gate. We'd wait till everybody was on board and show up and go, sorry, now we're at the gate, and they got to get her on the plane. But everybody's in the aisles, and it's kind of a problem.
well, they have a special chair. I've seen the
Oh yeah,
chair.
it's a little
It's
gurney
a,
thing,
it,
but
it,
everybody else is boarded and they're standing and they're putting stuff in the overheads. And
yo,
so what happens is we end up, if there's any seats in first class, we end up there because that's right where you walk in the door. You're
right,
walking into first class to the left, and back, whatever.
yo.
So yeah, we had first class a couple times. I've
Yeah, the thing that
go
I'm
ahead.
concerned about traveling by the airplane is that freaking it's a portal into the thing, and there's that big step when you have to step into the plane.
Yeah.
You have to literally go over the gangway, and you have that gap that you can see down to the tarmac, and then you have to lift your foot up over that little section of the plane to get in there. To me, that's the scariest thing I think about is like, what happens if I fall between that gap and that all of a sudden I end up on the tarmac 20 feet below?
Man,
Oh, you can just leave it right there, Pop. I'll get it.
that's a legitimate
Thanks.
concern.
Thanks, sir. Oh, and it brought me the paper. Thanks, sir. But yeah, things are changing. So what are you guys going to be doing at State House Day? I don't want to take up all y'all's time.
This is it. We're protesting for home grow
Yeah, we got
hearings. We're not even talking about home grow. We want the hearings, information, censorship. That's what we're here to talk about.
We want to hear.
What happened the last time? I remember when you guys did the State House, somebody actually came out with plants and planted them
Yeah.
at the State House. Is there anybody going to come out and do some horticulture on the State House lawn?
Yeah, that was weird because it was like, okay, now you have to dig them back up and take them away. It wasn't
Oh,
like
you do? I just left them. I would plant seeds and leave.
yeah, it was to make a point, and I guess the point is they didn't want to make an issue of it, with
Right.
any kind of arrest. But
Oh, hey, off topic. I got something the other day that was gifted to me that is absolutely amazing. It was a rose bush cutting from the Edinburgh garden that Princess Diana touched that I'm going to plant out here. It's an old root ball from a rose bush out of Princess Diana's garden that
Wow.
that someone gave it to me. It's like, I come and say, hey, we all want to give this to you. And he handed it to me. And I'm going to see, because that's the thing about rose bushes that I've always think, if you can just get a hibernated, they dry them out, like they'll take the root ball out and they'll take it, and you can take that and you can plant it other places. This thing is super old, and I don't know if it's going, but I've planted it already, and I'm going to see if it sprouts. That would be crazy to do. Well, we'll see, man. I don't know. Well, hopefully you guys get homegrown, because that would change it. For patients, that would change everything.
You want to get the hearing, it's
Yeah, for sure. You want to get everything read into record. Get everything read into record so that this is, because things are going to change by the time it gets passed, because everybody's going to bat it back and forth. But just get a hearing on it.
It's patients haven't been heard, and those that would come haven't been allowed to have their say. They want to represent themselves when they can, or have somebody else represent them fairly. And
do y'all have proxies?
What's that?
Do y'all have proxies, people that can like represent people and come in as their proxies?
Oh no, well, I mean, at a committee hearing, anybody can register to speak about anything they want.
Derek Shirley was right. That's the thing. That's why I mentioned Derek Shirley, because Derek Shirley is real good about that. I mean, he goes to things like that. You know what I'm saying? And he makes himself present. He makes his voice heard like that. But it takes a lot of effort, and I get it with as a handicapped person. Sometimes it's hard for
Yeah.
them to to get out, to get up, to get dressed,
Yeah.
to deal, because every handicapped person is different. I mean, it takes me. If I have to go and do something and I say, okay, I got to get up and go, I have to get up about an hour before I have to leave,
Yeah. That's
and get
yeah.
yourself all motivated to go and to be able to motivate and do stuff. So,
Well,
well, hopefully, and I'm,
taking care of Cheryl for all those years, where for most of the time she could move her shoulders a little and couldn't really grip anything, and would get tightened up with tonic spasticity,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and without cannabis. And there were times when I couldn't afford it for her and all that, but when we could, just driving with her to Washington, it was an art to be able to take a cup with a straw in it and get it in her mouth, not her nose, while you're on a highway.
right, right. Talk about multitasking while you're driving.
Almost like refueling with an airplane.
Oh my God, one of those air tankers.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
oh, Jim, I love you guys, man. I love you, Jim. I think you're such you're such a valuable member of the cannabis society that I think people need to learn how to listen to the people that have come before us, because the battles that you've gone through, I don't think people understand how difficult your life has been, especially when it was with Shirley. I don't think
oh,
people understand what you went through.
there
I
was
mean, what you put forward just in your little area to be able to have what you guys have. Everybody in New Jersey needs to thank you a million times over. Um,
there are still people that do. It's mostly Cheryl who. But 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 the fun I have not fun I have now is on my little phone. I can key up the footage from NBC footage
right,
in
which I've
1990.
seen so many times. I've seen that so many times.
Yeah, the getting arrested thing, and you
Yeah.
know, and what I like is when I show that to somebody, and I see I hold it so you can see it. I know exactly when they're going to look up at me, back down, up at me, and back down again, because they show a close up of me talking right behind Cheryl, and all of a sudden
And that's old school footage.
my
That's
big
old.
my young face with all my flowing brown hair.
Dude, you were so young in that footage. You're
People
so young.
they look up and I look down and I go, yeah, that's me.
Right.
Was me.
But it's
Well, I wish you guys luck, and I definitely hope some people turn out today and be able to do it. Where's
yeah,
Mikey at, Lefty? Where's Bongholio?
He's hiding behind the rat over here. He's going to pop out and scare people every couple minutes.
we got a 10-foot inflatable rat.
Yeah, you can't see. We have Ratari here. He's a 10-foot rat. He's got a sign that says, "You shouldn't have trusted me," and we want hearings.
Yeah.
Because I've been seeing the thing that I've been following a lot lately is Mikey's YouTube channel of all of his city council stuff, going into the city councils and stuff. That is some of the most entertaining stuff. If
Oh, yeah.
if anybody wants to have a good laugh and to watch those city council members just squirm in their seats, and it actually just takes the veil off of and that's kind of like where it starts. I think a lot of people need to understand you need to be active locally in your city councils, because that's where the rubber meets the road for your local area.
All
And then
politics is local. That's the oldest saying in politics. All politics is local. That's been a saying for longer than I've been alive, for sure.
yeah, for sure. If you want to, and that's kind of like where I am right now. I'm changing minds in my small town, one person at a time, and having them accept me for who I am. And then once they look at my history, they look at my Wikipedia, or they look in, or not my Wikipedia, my LinkedIn account, and then they realize, like, wow, this guy was committed from day one. He hasn't changed his tune, and he's been this way since day one. That helps later on. Now, whether or not I want to run for political office, we'll see.
Good.
I think I can do a lot more out here press in the flesh with people, getting to know individuals on an individual basis. And I'm really active with the local AA chapter, trying to make sure people get cleaned up. And then once they get their right with their creator, then they can have the doors open for certain people.
You know,
And then they
I've
can,
been saying one thing for so long as an activist / advocate, or whichever comes first, is that, yeah, it's true. The playing field, it's not fair. It's not slanted in our direction. It's definitely tilted away from us. The playing field's not fair. However, it's not planar like a field. It's sort of
no,
undulating, and there are spots on the playing field that actually favor us. We got to get really good at doing the dance there when we can.
yeah,
That's
and
what
navigating those landmines.
is what Mikey does. He goes, "No, I get to sing if I want," and I feel
All right, and you know what? He's got a great.
Can't have my address.
So he's like living that every time he does that. Who's
does.
the advantage there? He does.
And I think he sings off key on purpose so that he annoys people. Because Mikey's got a great effing voice. He really does.
Yeah.
People need to understand Bung Holio. He's got a great voice and he's extremely talented. Don't let him fool you when he sings off key, because he's really, really talented. Well, all right, guys, I got to get off here, believe it or not, because the post office just opened up and I got to run over there and get an auto part. But and my breakfast just got delivered. So,
Go to post
but I love you.
Oh, it delivered it. I thought it'd be an auto slash, because when you're in a small town, you know, certain buildings provide multiple.
No. My parents get up every day and they eat at a local cafe at the next town over. So they bring me back a breakfast burrito when they come back from breakfast. And my beautiful parents, my 83-year-old father, just dropped off my my breakfast burrito.
Oh.
But I love you guys. Thanks, Lefty, for inviting me back on, and I love everybody. And you guys have a good day, man. And if you guys, and I'll make sure that I'll put it out there. And if anybody wants to watch the podcast, I'll let you guys know. There's some guys over in the next town over that want to start a podcast with me. They want to call it Rolling Thunder, because they want to deal with handicap issues, and they want to call it Rolling Thunder. I think it was a pretty good idea.
Well, consider it. You got a good voice for it too. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right, Lefty. You have a great day, and you tell Mikey when you see him that I love him very much.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Later. Have a good.
Keep them right in Texas, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Keep them on their heels.
Yeah, there you go.
On their boot heels.
Fall with your face to the foe. If you got to fall.
So I didn't want to mention. I didn't want to talk about Charlie Kirk.
No,
because he was anti-cannabis.
But
he was anti-cannabis,
but
and I didn't want to do that in front of him because I didn't want to. I didn't want to fight with him over
I just think it's funny when you say I don't want to talk about Charles Kirk
because he's anti-cannabis, and he would be anti-home grow. He says cannabis smells. He says he's against rescheduling. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything. I'm not against.
You're not bringing nothing anywhere near to the table.
I just don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk because there's a lot of divisiveness.
You don't talk
that so that's all. And I didn't like the whole. I'm not going to get into it.
No,
but
it's.
I have my opinion on it, and I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, nobody. You
don't want to hear it.
Nobody gets to hear mine. It's my opinion. It doesn't change anything. Doesn't matter. Don't get a vote. Nobody's going to say, now I see what you mean. Nothing's ever going to change. The meter's not going to move 0.000. So with all that 100% possibility, no, we can't get 1,500%. It's only 100% possibility. Why would I want to discuss something that isn't real to my world? I know the difference between right and wrong, and, I agree and I disagree, and it doesn't matter to me. You know what I like to say, Well, Jimmy cracked corn, I don't give a good goddamn, I am Jimmy.
I am Jimmy. I am Jimmy, damn it. Crack my corn.
I looked that up one time, what that means. There's a plantation
That
thing
sounds,
having to do with
it's
slaves.
probably very racist.
No,
connotation.
it was, but the Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care.
Because the master's gone away.
Yeah, the
Master's gone away, right? That's how, yeah.
But what? Okay,
It's racist.
no.
Was
But
George Washington racist?
But picture if being like the master has gone away. What do you mean he's gone? He's no more. He's no more.
Oh, he's gone away.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone way
Jimmy
away.
Crack Corn, I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. Jimmy Cracked Corn.
What does that even mean?
That means that the master got his corn cracked and he went away.
Oh, his corn. Okay, I didn't understand that. So his corn, his head.
Yeah,
got
something happened to the master. Oh, and I don't care.
And I don't care because he's gone away.
Because I am Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy. I'm Jimmy, and I cracked that corn.
Well, I'm trying to crack the corn. It's harder than it sounds. I did have to know. I need to know the root of things sometimes. It does give insight sometimes.
Quality right now. Watch this.
How you gonna
You're going to hear right now at 12:30 on the show, the sound quality improved at 1 minute 20 seconds. At 1 hour 20 minutes. The sound quality.
Really?
Woof. Like magic.
We gotta make sounds then.
Like magic. Like magic. Okay.
It's still blocked off at this end. I guess at that end too.
Yeah, they're letting these cars go this way, the one-way traffic this way. So we could put a sign for honk for home grow out there, and hopefully, we're blocked here though.
I'll put it up on your windshield.
Yeah, windshield.
I get
You
it.
got it. All right. Yeah. So, hi, Marina. How are you? Marina wants to go to the Saraville meeting. Take her leg off and limp up to actually crawl up to the podium like she did in Edison. That was absolutely amazing activism in Edison. Marina pulls off her leg, crawls up to the podium, and then we pop the leg on top of the podium. And she's like, is this a prop? Because they were banning props at that point in Edison. She's like, is this a prop? Yes, Marina, that's a prop. Your leg is now a prop. Your leg is not a leg anymore. Because you're holding your leg in your hand, it's a prop. If you left your leg alone on your leg and you held it, it's not a prop. But you took it off to use it as a prop. So, illegal, shut her down, kick her out. That's right. Well, no, there's no way those elevators don't work. Marina, by the way, did you ever contact Emily from the Department of Justice? Just send her that email, and she'll get that lawsuit going for South Amboy. Yes, the Justice Department reached out about South Amboy, and they just want patients to tell their experience of the South Amboy Police Station. So if you have any experience at the South Amboy Police Station as a disabled person, write Emily Goldberg at the Department of Justice, and she will. I'll give you her email. She's going to sue because they lied. They said they're going to have ramp in a year. They're going to have a new building in a year. They just broke ground for that new building. There's not going to be a new building for years. You know, they don't care about disabled people. They just lie, and they attack the messenger. They don't attack the message because the message is true, but they attack the messenger. That's what they're doing in Dover. They attack the messenger in Dover. No, they probably don't. I'm sure they don't. So, yeah, if you have any experience with the South Amboy Police Station and you're disabled, just send me an email. I'll give you the Department of Justice email. And just tell Emily your story. And we'll get a ramp for that police station. They should put a ramp in. How do you have a police station without wheelchair access? That's just crazy to me. Brielle. We've been talking about that for years in Brielle. They still don't care. We called them out. We made a video. We called Brielle out for their not having a wheelchair access for their police station. And what do they have now? No wheelchair access for their police station still. Nobody cares. Nobody listens to us. They don't care. If there was 100 wheelchairs here at the State House, maybe they'd listen, but they don't care. You have to have numbers nowadays. And most of these grassroots movements are not even grassroots movements. They're all funded. All of these people are well funded. We are not well funded. We are not funded by George Soros or the Koch brothers. We don't have any money like that. We're out here. This is actually really grassroots out here. Literally grassroots. Nobody funds us. We fund ourselves, and we're broke. Activism's expensive, right, Jim? Tell them, Jim. Tell them how expensive activism is. It's man, I tell you, mentally, physically, spiritually, it's expensive. Activism is expensive. It will break you down in all different ways, make you a broken person. But we're still out here. We're still out here, and all they can do is attack me, attack us. I just had somebody attack us on YouTube, attacking us because somebody got fired from Mad Hatter, and they called the cops on us. And like, wow, really? And you're sticking up for them. They're sticking up for the cop callers. That's great. That's a good job there. I just blocked them on YouTube. I just block people now. I'm done. I'm not going to argue with you. You want to talk crap about Mad Hatter? Well, I'm going to block you. Sorry, you're done. You going to talk shit about Sativa Cross? Sorry, you're done. Goodbye. I don't want to argue with you. I'm just going to block you. So, no more activism for you. You don't get to see the coolest activism in New Jersey. Sorry. You can still see some stuff, probably, but not all of it. Yeah, you don't want to be on my block list. My block list is huge. I showed somebody my block list the other day. They're like, scrolling. They were like, oh, you weren't kidding when you have a big block list. I'm like, yeah, I don't mess around. I just block people now. I can't take the stress and anxiety from people. That's how I deal with social media. When you disagree with me on social media, I just block you now. I don't even argue with you. I just block you. There's a few people I had to block for like their political stuff. I couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't take it. You know, when I say that George Washington is a racist and you want to fight me on that, we have a philosophical issue. We have a deep issue here. How is George Washington not racist is the question. But, you know, don't argue that with me because I'm just going to block you on Facebook. Sorry. I can't with some of you people. Yeah, I get into it with some people. I mean, because was the Declaration of Independence wrong? And they said all men are created equal, except for, you know, the disabled and black and brown people, Indians, women. Oh, come on. Oh, it was a different time then. It was a different time. George Washington still knew right from wrong that he released his slaves when he died. So he was smart enough, and he knew it was bad that he released them when he died. So he knew it was wrong, and he did it anyway. So whatever, George.
Well, maybe there was evolution involved. You know, maybe somebody evolved. You know,
I like that word. I
suppose it's possible.
I like that word.
You know,
I evolved a lot too. I get it. You have to evolve in life. You have to learn from your mistakes and from other people's mistakes.
Better from other people's mistakes. It's less painful.
So much better learning from
really.
someone else's. Yeah.
You know,
shit.
That's why you got to probe and say, did it really hurt bad?
Oh.
No.
Am I going to roll another joint?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I like that you have some weed here today. That makes me happy. Because I have no weed.
Well, take some of that with you. We're allowed to do that. It's you know, it is nice just celebrating that we get to sit by the sidewalk and, you know, keep something alive and in the public mind. But I'm guessing that's like 12 feet. No, that's probably.
What, to the sidewalk?
Yeah,
We're on the lawn. So what does that mean? This is a free, what's it called? Free speech area. So even if we were doing something illegal, I think they would leave us alone.
Well, it's
Like clones.
whenever we don't argue the point when he says I need you to do this or I need you to do that. It's not a winnable argument, first of all. But I think that now is it in its 12th year, 11th year of saying okay whenever. I mean, we had signs up all over the railings there for like 1 year, and then into the next year, and then one day, I'm sorry, you can't have signs attached to the railing. Okay.
Okay.
You know, but then there it is. Also now, unless they've changed the wording, no self-supporting signs. Meaning
That?
every
The triangle?
yeah, right. Yeah,
Really?
none of that. Yeah.
I can only hold a sign.
Yeah, but then they've never enforced that part because we took them off. There's pictures of us over there where it looked like a graveyard of signs because there were just only like headstone-like looking sayings, you know.
Well, what is Rattari holding a sign? Is that self-supporting with Rattari holding it?
No, he's got a grip, man.
He's got a good grip on that
He does.
sign.
He doesn't want to let go, so he's got a piece of tape from behind helping hold. No, it's nice on a non-windy day. It has the right look. I've got a.
Rattari is the best activist ever. I really like Rattari as an activist. He just sits there, holds his sign. People come by, take pictures.
Comes up, he says, "Hey man, you shouldn't have trusted me." You know, it's like, do you know how few people understand that the man holding up this bill from being heard for 4 plants, mature and 4 immature plants, not even to be heard, going to go into 4 years now, single-handed, him.
Healthcare.
All by himself doing that.
Healthcare issue.
But nobody realizes he's the one that got 6 plants passed on the Senate side of things in 2009. He got it passed 23 to 16.
Lest we forget.
I think it was 23 to 16. Got it passed, and then of course it got yanked out in an assembly ultimatum.
We got yanked.
Yeah. And he chose to get patients off the battlefield. Okay, it's the lame duck session. If we go to next year, it could be another 2 years. Let's get them off the battlefield. We'll revisit patient home grow later. We can do that. That was his take on it. So, but after the program was up and running, he wasn't writing a bill, and I got angry. So 8 years ago, we had a home growth thing inside. And we had a home growth thing inside, and I was bitching at him then. He hadn't written a bill. Little did I know it wasn't about him writing the bill. Once Senator Singleton wrote it, Senate President Sweeney blocked it, and Scutari didn't say boo. Then he became Senate President, and he is the problem now. He went from getting it done.
Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles.
That's Mr. Bubbles.
What's up, Bubbles? Hey.
Oils today. I got some good oils for you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I saw
Hold on.
oils too. You know Mr. Bubbles sell the oils. Mr. Bubbles in the building. Oh, pull that weed this way.
Headphones gonna stretch up.
Yeah, y'all got Mr. Bill. I'm trying to get some of that good weed. He trying to hide the weed.
You got enough? It's not gonna be enough.
I go over there. I gotta go over.
You can.
Well, I can.
You don't need the headphones, though. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're going to smoke a joint anyway.
He's got more.
I done got stuck.
Oh, you go.
I think I just got stuck.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I'm on deck. I'm on deck.
There we go.
What's good, bro? How you?
Bubbles in the house.
Let's see if I can. There we go. Turn around.
Yeah, they took out the barrier there.
Yeah, which was a good thing.
Yeah, it's they had the barrier there, and Lefty lost his little 4, 5, 6. What was that? 6 feet, 4 feet.
4-footer.
4 foot.
4 foot ramp
to get up.
Yeah, they should have donated that money though. They should have donated to the veterans.
Yeah.
It's to a degree accessible now, though. So here you are.
Yeah, you got up here no problem.
Yeah. you're
They
outcast
got
for
a
like,
little hill right
you're
there,
like-
though. It's good.
Yeah, so I don't know what the hell's going on here with them stopping traffic.
Yeah, what are they doing, Bubbles? What's going on down there?
They doing that's gas and electric. They putting pipes down there, running under.
Huh.
Yeah, gas and electric been down there for like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's congested right now.
yeah, that was confusing driving in here this morning. You know, alert as I am that time of day.
Yeah, they should have been got that clear though. You know they stalling, getting paid for nothing.
So, Bubbles, what's going on in Trenton today? Anything happening lately? Any stories? Any crazy stories?
Yeah,
Oh, you do?
yeah, a lot of stuff going on in our town right
I know. Good and bad.
Yeah, I'm praying for the good. We need everything to be on a high vibration.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get that low vibrational stuff about the town.
Mm-hmm.
So there ain't been too many killings, shootings, and stuff like that. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of that lately.
Yeah, crime is down right now. So we count that as a blessing. How y'all doing today? Y'all worldwide.
We are worldwide on the internet.
Y'all all over. They don't be wanting to speak to us.
Yeah, we don't just show up if it's like, well, if the legislators aren't going to be there, why show up? It's I don't know, paths cross.
You see how the Eagles pulled that off last night?
Oh, what about that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Hey, all of them won but the Jets. No, Jets and Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Both of
heard.
them should have. Them the ones I wanted to win. It's their time now.
You know, there was another play at the end of a different football game where it was a batted away, recovered, and run back in a close game. It looked like the same play in
But it
another
was the
game.
Jets.
Yeah, I mean, who, you know,
The
which
Jets
one was
did
that?
that.
Was that?
That's how they almost won. Field goal block and he ran it back. Same thing Philly did. Was it the Jets? Yeah, it was the Jets. I believe.
So down in Trenton, a lot of Philly fans. And you know what's funny? They're talking about the election, how much money they're spending on the election this year for the governors. And it's a very expensive in New York market, because they're both in the New York market. South Jersey is the Philly market. So they're spending money in Philly. They're spending money in New York for New Jersey. New Jersey election. That's where all the money's going.
So, who the candidate? Who the best candidate?
Hold that mic up to you.
Who the best candidate?
I think Mikey Sherrill has more of a cannabis-friendly approach, because Jack Ciattarelli voted no for vets to get cannabis. He voted no for vets to get cannabis
with
for
PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, anybody with PTSD, not you know, but basically, Jack Ciattarelli, as an assemblyman in 2016, did vote against a bill that he knew would pass, and it passed 56 to 13, and he voted against PTSD being an allowable indication for entry into our medical cannabis program. So 3 veterans testified about their PTSD and the fact that 22 U.S. military veterans were killing themselves, committing suicide every day. And he voted no, and it was no big deal. But it's 9 years later, and I think it is a big deal.
It is.
I mean, that he needs to address that. Because if the bill was going to pass anyway, the no vote must have been a message vote.
That's what it was.
What was the message? You know, and the question would be, do you still think that veterans with PTSD don't belong in the program? Do you still think they don't? Because he obviously thought they didn't then, and it's just a question that needs to be asked. On the other hand, he might say, as a Republican, that he agrees with us that a medical cannabis home grow bill being not allowed to be posted for an informational hearing. Information. Not keep the vote from happening. He could not post it for a vote if you don't want it to happen. Just don't post it for a vote. But to keep the informational hearing from happening where his Senate colleagues would have valuable, pertinent information. That's the purpose of the informational hearing. He's preventing information. That's called censorship. So he's committing legislative censorship of a health care bill, a medical cannabis patient's home grow, for those who can't access it any other way financially, at least they could grow. And it doesn't matter why, it deserves to be heard. To take the first, that's the first step in New Jersey's legislative due process of a bill becoming law, and it's not being allowed to happen. One man doing it, nobody's saying boo about it to him.
Oh no, we got to start a petition.
So the question I think over there is for both of those candidates, if elected governor, would you end Senate President Scutari's legislative censorship of S 1393? That's the bill.
Okay.
And the thing is, the other sides around it identify it. So yeah, try getting that question asked of either one.
Co-sponsor. All right, that's right. We need y'all to co-sponsor this bill.
Why don't you,
The S 1393 bill.
yeah.
We need y'all to speak up, speak out, be supportive, get behind this legislation.
We want it to be heard. We want it to be heard. Just, you know. Oh, by the way, when a bill has an informational hearing, people come and testify against why it should be, like law enforcement will send, you know, and then rehabs. Oh, here's why it shouldn't be. Yeah. So if there's a reason that it shouldn't happen, let it be known, you know, as opposed to
What I'm
keeping
trying to
it.
figure out,
Yeah.
if the marijuana is already legalized, why would y'all go to this measure to stop this bill that benefit veterans?
You know, and basically, you could. That's the question. Why would you do it? But the reason is, now that you've done it, what have you saved New Jersey for the last 4 years? What have you saved from happening in New Jersey? You know, what would have happened in New Jersey? And what's going on in other states where patients can grow, like Maine, not Colorado and California, states that we are a little more familiar with, that can grow their own. What's the big deal? And then look at the big deal for patients who can't afford it and can't grow. Big deal is they're losing their health, you know.
Yeah.
They're having pain when they don't need to be having it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and it's times thousands and thousands and thousands, you know. Right now, within the city of Trenton, within a half a mile here,
Hello, ladies.
somebody's crying out in pain.
Right now, right here, I'm in pain. Y'all just soothed it, some of it, though, with that cannabis. It just soothed it.
Yeah,
Because they said I'm like a cancer patient. I'm always in pain, considering with a bullet lodged that is lodged around my nervous system.
yeah, it's
That's why I like to smoke the good cannabis.
it seems it seems like it's one of the greatest gifts
It is.
that humankind has been given. I mean, food,
They
fuel,
don't even understand. That keep a lot of chaos down.
food, fuel, and fiber. The three good F's. The three good F words. Food, fuel, and fiber. That's not even getting to the medical aspects. So to make all that illegal is, I hate to tell people who want it to be illegal for patients to grow this plant. Patients, even if it was legal, will not be the ones growing it. They'll be putting it where it grows all by itself. Now, if you want to blame it growing, blame God. God could be growing it, you know, right?
That's right.
And he saw the good seeds and it was good and whatever, you know.
Seen the good use that it had.
So
The municipal purposes.
but unless there's something going on in other states When other states legalize it for adult use, and they have medical laws, they all allow patients to grow some, even if they don't allow adults, but they all allow patients, and most allow adults. It's like, well, if it's legal, you can make some wine, you can brew a little bit of beer, you can do all that. So why, I mean, home use, you can do that for all sorts of other stuff. The bad stuff, alcohol.
That's the thing, See, I see why it's a problem, because Big Pharma can't get their money then.
Well, yeah.
See, you got to understand, that's $1 trillion business.
And for
poking that.
Yeah. So here's the double whammy for them is it not only gives them something cheaper to buy that can help as much or more than what they produce, and it also keeps people from needing it anyway. It's sort of like, well, not only was it cheaper,
Yeah.
but in a lot of cases, they work together in a lot of cases, too. I mean, people forget that if somebody's taking opiates for pain and they cut it down 80% by adding some smoke, it doesn't mean now you got to get rid of that. Most will. I mean, when they get that far, they're like, if I really start smoking,
when you get that combo, you got the pain that's going to affect the pain that a person is experiencing with the opiate, but then you got the marijuana that's going to make the muscles relax. So it's a perfect combination.
Well,
for me.
yeah, and they do. It's as scientific can be. The definition of synergy, where the short version is if it took 10 units of cannabis with no opiates to get rid of pain, and if it took 10 units of opiates to get rid of pain with no cannabis, it wouldn't take 5 units of each, it would take 2 units of each. So basically you're cutting it down from
80%.
Yeah, 80%, and that's true. And now, even though I know that when I had catastrophic injury to my feet, they couldn't control my pain in the hospital for the first 8 days. I was in 59 days. Actually, I say 59 nights. Days were okay. Nights sucked. It's when I got out the first time, I was in pain, but I wasn't like, oh! I was like that for days and passing out from pain. And people, breathe, you have to breathe. And I'm like, why? Am I going to pass out, knock me out? But anyway, when I was I had to get, both feet were broke, so I had to get them in the back of his car first, going in sideways. So to amble in there, when here's the door and I'm ready to make that, he goes, here, and he puts a big fat one right in my mouth. And there's hospital personnel everywhere. So I had that, and the pain was gone in like 2 minutes. It was gone, because I still had some opiates in me from a shot that they took mercy on me and gave me one a little after they normally would when you're about to leave. Okay. But even then, that was what was helping me get in. But I could not believe the difference, the synergy between the two. And for me, it was like, yeah, I don't want to take the opiates. And I've never really, but it's never been a problem, However, with the extreme pain, I did come to understand, when I had a Dilaudid, and I had like a portal, so that, basically it wasn't like a portal put in my arm so they could just flush it right in.
Did it become addictive to you?
No, it never did.
No, but that's what I was asking.
I'm glad. I can understand it. What I'm saying, though, is I could understand the feeling that when that went in, the push, it was involuntarily I'd go, like that, and then it would be like right in between my shoulders and the sternum, this warm glow that just shot out the rest of my body. And yeah, I can see people taking solace in that and hiding behind it when, you know, but always
Give me what you call it?
kind of
Morphine pills.
morphine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on morphine. I was on OxyContin, oxycodone, roxicodone.
Well, the oxycodone different from the oxycontin.
Yeah, I was on.
They're not as potent as the cotton.
Yeah, I was on the fast-acting roxicodone. It was like fast-acting. It hit you quick, and it lasted 4 hours. And
So you're talking about time release.
the time release. The other ones were time release. The blue ones you could actually crush up if you wanted to snort them. Because people would always want to buy my pills from me because they're like, you got Roxy's? Well, you could crush those up because it's all straight painkillers, nothing else in there but painkiller.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have some Roxy? No, it's my painkillers. No, I ain't giving my Roxy's away. You just want to get high? No.
See, I need this shit for pain.
I need it for my pain, and I ain't even snorting it for pain. I'd be snorting it myself. Damn shit.
Shit.
Man,
I need, like I was expressing to the doctor,
talking to that mic so I can hear you, Mr. Bubbles.
like I was expressing to
Thank
the
you.
doctor, a person needs something where they can function. I don't want nothing that's going to take me where I'm slobbing out of my mouth,
Nodding off, hitting your head on the table.
busting my head. I don't want to go through nothing like that where a person could come out the clear blue and take advantage of me if they chose to.
Yeah.
And if you in that state, that's what you open yourself up to. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you know, and also in the end of life situations, person's time, valuable time with loved ones and family is jeopardized with opiates because you get to that level where it's not the communication it could be. And if cannabis is added to the mix, in most cases, it's less.
Relax the
There's a
situation.
cognizant nature, and you only get to do that once, you know.
Yeah, a person argue with me and I'm sober, I might react back. But if I smoke the cannabis and you argue with me, I'm gonna sit back and laugh at you. It become funny. It's humorous. But if I wasn't cannabis out, you might get a different reaction. I might bam you.
You know, I'm tired of doing stuff like, not like this. I love this, but I need the home grow bill to be heard in committee, and after that, I won't feel so pulled to it. It's just the God damn it, holding the information, keeping that from people. I don't understand why people don't get angrier about that. You know? And,
They've been publicized, but
well,
no.
I want to say, like, maybe we're getting too used to the way things are working in Washington, and this isn't Washington, it's Trenton. No, you don't keep information, you know, hidden that's so easily available. It's the bill. Let's talk about it. There, I'm done. I'll go away. But with no explanation, by the way. That's the insult. The insult, literally, if you're injured in a patient.
I get it.
If you're injured and you're a patient, then it is adding insult to injury, literally. Just let it grow.
That's what y'all need to do. Stop messing with folks.
Well, our Senate
Y'all
president,
making up money.
it's about, well, it can't be monitored is what I'm hearing in Colorado. You know, it can't be monitored. You can't. And I'm like, well, okay, that's not patient's fault. I got an idea. How about you monitor the complaints? And if there's a complaint, somebody has a complaint about somebody growing, okay, if you have to investigate, go do that. But don't say that it can't be monitored. You know it can't be monitored? Okay, where do adults lock up the alcohol in their house when they're not home? Where do they lock it
A
up?
liquor cabinet.
But they don't lock it up. They just put it in the liquor cabinet. Many don't. Okay. What about medicine? Where do they lock that
A
up?
medicine cabinet.
Is it locked?
No, it's in your bathroom.
Most cases, it's not even locked.
It
So,
ain't never locked. It ain't locked.
Just hit it.
yeah. Okie dokie.
Mr. Bubbles is gonna hit the bubbler. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's it.
That bubble is different.
I got you. Yeah. Now it feels like a Thursday. Yeah, we're normally out here on Thursday, but today we got bumped. But it's gonna rain Thursday anyway, so whoever has Thursday,
We did something special.
we're here on Monday. We're smoking it up on a Monday.
Monday.
And they literally had the streets closed.
Smoking.
Smoke it up, smoke it up.
Y'all mad at us? Y'all mad at us?
And yet in all that, for
Y'all
some-
need to pass this legislation and stop playing. Now, this is a good deed that's being done. Be supportive. Don't fight it.
It's
Because
like-
the inevitable is it's going to get passed anyway. So stop playing with it. Stop prolonging it. Go ahead and get behind us. Support it.
let it be heard.
That's first and foremost.
Heargy. Whereas medical cannabis patients are suffering because of the prices and the lack of availability. Whereas Mr. Bubbles wants to grow some weed. Whereas Jim Miller wants to grow some weed. Whereas
I'm about to get me some seeds and grow some weed. Come
Whereas
get
Mr. Bubbles wants some seeds immediately.
it. I need them.
Whereas
Oh, I got to break away.
Jim is breaking away. Jim is breaking away. Watch the cord. Oh my goodness. Watch the wire.
I don't blame
You're locked in, Jim. You got to walk over stuff. You got to step over signs. No, you can't go that way. He figured it out.
Look, I'm
He's
going
like,
through with Jim going
you
through.
got to put cheese at the end of this maze for Jim.
That was something special.
Oh, look at him. He's picking up a sign that blew away. I wish I could show you this, but he's picking up a sign. And what's he going to do? He's going to put something heavy inside there so it doesn't blow away. I
Need
don't
to
have
put it right in
anything.
the front.
I don't have anything. Sorry.
Take the box and put it aside.
Yeah, put that yellow thing in there. You throw that in there. Throw whatever. Yeah, throw something in there. Or we'll just chase it down the road again.
Yeah, put it on the corner.
Yeah,
Put it on the angle.
Yeah. Let's
Lock
just
it right there on the angle.
put it
next
in
to the next.
in the flower pot. We overwhelmed him, Mr. Bubbles. We overwhelmed Jim. He's like, nah, fuck y'all. I'm out of here. You figure it out yourself.
She took a picture of it. She took a picture of it. Come on.
Rattari.
Puff.
Senator
We're
Rattari.
doing it on a Monday instead of Thursday.
Yes.
We need y'all to get behind this legislation.
It's Monday.
Be supportive now. Support the cause. We standing for y'all.
We get a lot of support here in Trenton.
That's right.
A lot of support.
This thing right here is something special.
Oh,
That
yeah.
right there, that's something different though.
That hits hard. That's
I'm
dabs.
still gagging off of that one right there.
You dabbed.
I dipped and I dabbed.
You dipped and you dabbed,
Yeah.
and you're dabbed out.
My little cousin gave me some wax.
Yeah.
He said, take this. I said, huh? He said, I put some wax on it though, so be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know nothing about that. I'm thinking this regular weed. I got home and hit that thing. When I woke up, I started watching the football game.
This is yesterday.
Yeah, I'm still sitting in the chair. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I get a phone call, so I come out the days. My wife said, are you ever going to come to bed? I said I was stuck. She said, you've been stuck all that time? Don't blame me, blame the weed. I don't know what was in that weed, but it was different. I was stuck.
You could take a worm, a wax, and roll it up so really thin and put it in a joint. If you don't have a bowl, a way to heat it up, just put it in a
I don't
joint.
know how he did it.
Yeah.
I know he gave me some weed, and it was already
I had wax in it. Yeah, yeah. Infused.
He kept it real.
Infused.
He told me what it was.
Oh yeah, that's strong. That's what I need for my pain. That's what I need because I'm in pain, Mr. Bubbles. I
And that's
need
what he
weed.
told me.
Whereas Lefty's in pain, and I want to grow some weed too. Whereas weed is free. God put weed here, and who are you to tell God he's wrong and make it illegal?
Same thing with the water. Why I gotta buy water?
Nestle doesn't sell water. They sell water bottles.
Yeah, that's it.
They sell water bottles in plastic.
Let me rephrase that. Why I gotta pay for the water bottle? And the water free.
Oh, they're filtering it. They're putting it through filters for you.
Ain't no.
It's special now. Now it's special water.
Okay. What the hell? Why not?
Yeah, but I'm saying though, why I gotta be accountable for that? Go ahead and stop playing with us. I only got a couple oils today. I know y'all like the good smells though. I got some Polo.
Oh.
I got some Polo for you. I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
put
We
the
got,
Polo up.
we got traffic.
The traffic is started again.
67
Oh, whoa.
and Polo Black. I got some fruit for you too. I got kiwi.
Oh.
In case you like to, put it, short stuff.
Ooh.
Dolce and Gabbana. I got a big bottle of Dolce and Gabbana.
That smells good. This is the Polo Black.
Yeah.
Polo Black. Smell this one. That smells really nice. Wow. Okay. What's that one there? You gotta make me reach for
Kiwi.
kiwi.
Kiwi. That's the fruit smell.
Yeah. I like that.
Ooh. What's that big one over there? Let me see that big one.
Dolce and Gabbana.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. What he said.
Ooh. I done heated up. Which one you like? Which one you like? I gotta give you one. Which one you like?
Oh,
the blue?
mine.
6-7? You liked it, that one?
That's different. I never wore polo. That's interesting. I like it. I like it.
I'm sniffing for two.
You like the kiwi?
Well, I'm having two opinions.
Yeah.
Mine and what Kathy's opinion.
That's a tough one.
So
What would she like for a smell?
But I like them.
Or what would she like?
Like for food, it's one thing.
I got something.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, the kiwi. Yeah.
Like for food, when you're eating food with somebody, you know what they like to eat.
Yeah.
But what do you know of Kathy that she likes to smell? What's her favorite smells?
Good blossom.
Don't-
girl.
Blossoms, right? Flowers,
Good
right?
blossom girl.
Yeah.
She'll like that.
Fragrance.
Fragrances.
Fragrance candles. you
Candles,
know?
yeah.
I mean, but I forget what fragrance.
Good girl blossom.
Huh. That's interesting.
Now that's strictly for
Yeah,
food, man.
yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
definitely kiwis at the top of the list. I mean, it doesn't smell like kiwi. I don't know what kiwi smells like even.
All right, pink
Ooh.
sugar, red velvet.
Ooh. That's nice too. I like that.
Now that's for a female.
Ooh.
Pink sugar, red velvet.
Ooh, have a smell off between the two. I feel like a similarity. Ah,
That's nice.
yeah.
Pink sugar, red velvet. Oh my goodness. What
Yes.
the heck?
Come on,
What
come on, sister.
the
We got the good oils.
kiwi?
Come on.
Kiwi.
Come on over.
Kiwi.
Come on.
That's the kiwi.
Just come on. You
We're-
on
we're-
TV.
we're-
Come on.
We're trying out different oils here, and they're not
Yeah.
cannabis oils. They're just regular.
No, they're just like
These aren't cannabis oil.
They smell good.
I do have cannabis oil though.
real.
I don't wear perfume anything.
No.
What do you wear? Nothing? No oil? Nothing.
Natural.
Natural.
They're not like the naturals.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Now, what are you using the oil for?
They body oils, like they good fragrances. But I got a variety of them. he wanted to pick something out for his wife, so I was telling him I got Good Girl Blossom, I got Pink Sugar, Red Velvet, I got Kiwi, I got a lot of different ones.
I'm going kiwi.
I hope you. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
On
Well, I'm sniffing for two. I'm guessing kiwi would be like, oh, it's fragrance candles. Come on, Jim, think. What? So somehow that is familiar to me, probably because she already likes it and had that in it with a
I got
candle.
Michelle Obama and Patti LaBelle too.
And she could be
I
watching.
I keep a variety,
Yeah,
I got to be able to switch in and switch out.
something nice for your wife.
She should be texting you right about now.
Yeah, really.
She's watching.
Yeah.
She's
Try that.
watching.
Try that pound candy. That's a woman's. See, I specialize in that. Deserve savage.
Thing about sense of smell compared to taste is you don't need to wash your palate off.
Mango butter.
Ooh, mango against kiwi.
Really?
I got to hit him with the different.
Interesting.
He wants something exotic, so I had to bring something exotic to the table for him.
Oh man. I might actually need a washout. Try that. I think maybe they are starting to blend. Right after I said that.
Mango in the butter.
That's
Yeah,
strong.
you know what? I've never unleashed the kiwi straight.
It's nice.
I never unleashed that kiwi.
Unleash the kiwi.
He ain't gonna unleash that kiwi.
Unleash the kiwi.
Nah, he gonna eat the kiwi. He ain't unleash you that.
Yeah, that's it. It's kiwi.
Kiwi.
Yeah,
Kiwi. Kiwi.
Kiwi, even with the open dose into the olfactory senses being a wash. That's right, I said it, a wash. I've never used that before. Sometimes I like to do that once a day, like a word I've never used. Anyway. Seriously, man, they all have merit. But
Century Creek. And that's different. That's totally different right there.
it is, yeah.
That's when I say that's different, I mean it's totally different.
Unleash it, Jim. Unleash it.
I was
Put it, put it in the air, Joe. I shot up my nose, shit, man.
Whoa.
I told you it's different.
Different?
Yeah.
When I say it's a completely different
Oh man,
fragrance,
you know
it's
what?
completely different.
Yeah. Okay. I would
Put it
tighten
on.
it only so.
Okay. More musky smelling. More, like
Smells more manly.
manly, old spicy, more ish. That's good. I like it.
Yeah, not overpowering.
No, not
not
at
at
all.
all.
I like this one. What's this called?
Now that right there, Central, let me say,
Central what? Creed?
Central Creek.
Central Creed?
Yes.
Centaurus Creed. Centaurus Creed. Okay. Wow. That's pretty interesting stuff there. And look at the spread of.
Yeah.
Wow. We have a spread here of oils.
I think I got high.
I'm high too.
I'm having sensory overload with my nose right now.
Yes, somebody got a QR code.
I didn't mean to mess your senses up. I apologize.
Walked off with a QR code.
Hey, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I needed to see that.
I needed to see that too. I noticed these things. I look around.
That's good. They being supportive.
Yes, sir.
Call.
Even just stopping by to pick up a piece of paper. That's hey.
Well, the thing is, we can look at the QR code because it's on that, and sign a petition. That's a petition thing.
Okay.
So it gives all the information that right now on his phone he could go right to it.
And go ahead
I mean, and it's it's.
electric siren.
I don't know, boo about communicating like this, but it's easy for me to do. So if it's easy for me to do, it's easy for anybody to do. And then you can sign it before his car warms up. Look at that, yeah, I'm in. But the thing, the thing I have, the reason I have a petition, online petition, it's been going since February, is why would anybody have to have an online petition for a bill to be heard in committee after being blocked? You know, nobody's ever had a petition to support something.
They
But
blocked it already?
you know, it's been being blocked from having a hearing. It's not allowed to have an informational hearing. The person's committee, the health committee, the chairman of the health committee in the Senate, Senator Joe Vitelli, wants to post it for a hearing. Senate president will not allow it to be posted. Done. Doesn't get a hearing. Done. Okay, what about now? No. What about next year? No. What about next year? No. It's coming up on 4 years without explanation that it's not being heard. So it's about freedom of information, having the freedom to have a bill heard. The first step in the legislative system in New Jersey of a bill becoming law, you know. But to prevent the information is censorship. It's legislative censorship. I've coined the phrase. I've had 4 years to think about it, and I'm pretty sure it applies. You see, the thing is, it's called an informational hearing. It has a descriptor, informational. So if you're blocking the informational hearing, you're blocking the information that would come from the informational hearing. Therefore, if you're blocking the information, you're censoring the information from reaching the ears of your Senate colleagues. But for what purpose, Mr. Senate President? You don't get to ask them, though, you know? So anyway, it's just like how many ways can you say that, you know, if it was debatable, if it was here's why, I disagree, and I'll tell you why. But there is no. It's run and hide. You not say anything. He's a freaking Senate president. It reminds me of when he was fighting Chris Christie. In other words, when Chris Christie was doing to him what he's doing to everybody now. Because he got the bill passed without home grow, and now it came time to implement it. That fell on brand new Governor Chris Christie, and he made it painful as possible. You know, but even then, Christie said why he was doing things. We have to deal with somebody that will not even say why. What he's saying is, I'm not going to tell you how it broke, and therefore you won't know how to fix it. Why? It's a freaking hearing. So anyway, you got to start to raise the stakes, and at some point, you got to find a way to make it worth his while to just simply have the discussion. That's it. Have the discussion. Why?
You want the polo?
The black polo.
Yeah.
I like the black polo. I like this one, I think.
I'm staying with Kiwi, although that last one, man. I appreciate it, Bubbles.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bubbles. Wow.
Definitely will.
Nice.
Take care of those.
Polo black. Got me a polo black.
I gotta take care of my boy.
So basically, if I have some smoke and if I take a sniff of this after I have a smoke, does that make it?
It's what's that called? Aromatherapy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aromatherapy.
Yeah.
Aromatherapy.
Yes, that's a such thing.
That's what we deal with every day. We need the aroma after we have our therapy. That's the therapy.
So what? Have we got another podcast in the books? Is that what's going on?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Well, that's a blessing.
It's funny. I never know the end. Well, what time does it end? Well,
Whenever we want it to end.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Yeah, it
Just
doesn't.
take a break.
You know, and the fact is, how long has it started? It's been starting at 11:11. It didn't start at 11:11 in the beginning like it did, but for over 10 years now. And the reason at 11:11 is we were doing it later. I think it was 12, but Governor Christie would come in sometimes, you know, earlier, and well, let's start earlier, and then we'll at least be setting up. So we want to do it at 11, but we were never on time.
All right, now.
So the average we figured we were late was about 11 minutes. So we just made it 11, and somehow it stuck. We can do 11:11. It's just all of a sudden, it's like you can feel it coming.
It's here.
Yeah.
1 minute it was gone, next minute it was here. Be supportive, bruh. Support the legislation. We need all the support we can get.
Well,
First, we need
this
the
is
support just to get the hearing.
they are going to
Let them know we're going to start knocking on the door now. They're going to call us stalkers in a minute.
legislators aren't going to be in Trenton pretty much through the election. But after that, they will be in town during the lame duck session, meaning you already know there's most the same crop coming in for the new January session. But they do business after the election and before the new swearing in of the next legislative session. And there is going to be opportunities with legislators here to
Address
to make a statement.
Good start.
I don't know how much they've really seen Rattari. You know,
No, unfortunately, they won't see him until after the election.
yeah, but this is also it's like it can have a hearing, it just won't get a vote. So let's have the hearing in the lame duck session. Because
That's exercise, though.
well, then in the beginning of the next session, it's already been heard, so you look to have a vote. I don't know.
Not right now. All right, Mr. Bubble's about to get ready to go.
Yeah, we are
I
too,
got to
probably.
go feed the wife.
Yeah.
We are going to get to our list. We have a list here. Oh, I don't have the bell.
No, that's okay.
I need to bring the bell next time.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have the bell.
Got nothing that sounds.
Do we
like
have a
it.
chime?
No.
I wonder if I can get a chime sound.
Get it off the phone.
Yeah, at the end of at the end of each podcast, we read off a growing list of names, just first names, of people who have died before getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. They took part in the struggle. They took part in getting shit done. A lot were patients. Some were like
Limo at your
people who really were involved. So we read that off, and now the bell, ding.
Yeah, I'd like to have a bell now.
Right now, I'm on the podcast. I'm on my way.
Yeah, I think.
Say hi to the world, baby.
Yeah, I don't know.
Put her up to the microphone there.
She hung up on me.
Yeah.
Hungry. Her hungry.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. What else we got?
Wait a
Anything else?
second. Yeah, you could.
Well, how about this one?
No, you're never gonna have a push button bell. That's what you need. All right, we'll go old school.
The best we could.
Yeah, well, he on September 11th he did a podcast, not here, and we always read off the names, and there's, you know, that's a bell.
That's your job. You got to hold it up, though.
Yeah,
That's your
I
job.
can do it. All right.
Oh, that's glass.
Oh, I was about to say, I kept hearing the ting.
I don't want to give you glass. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is,
Perfect.
that Lefty reads the names off, and the reason we do it is because on September 11th, the names are read off of all the victims that were in the World Trade Center, and they read their names off. And on September 11th, Lefty has a little bell, you know, like the one you got on the desk for service when nobody's here. Yeah, and he added that, just the name and a bell, and it really sounded different. It was like it reminds us these are real people, and the decisions that are being made, especially with this blockade, are affecting real people and real people's families in their homes. It's affecting their lives, and it's a health care bill, and New Jersey considers it to be medicine, and patients never. They always come in second. The only time they don't come in second is when it's between three people and they can come in third.
Never first.
Yeah, let me try the bell here. This is good. Oh,
It works. We're not ready yet, though. I just want to.
actually has some weight to it.
That's heavy.
Look, that's why I'm sit. Look, sit it right there.
Yeah, I need a tripod I can support this on.
So thank you, Mad Hatter, for having us at the dispensary. We'll be there tomorrow at 4:20. So check us out. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at the Mad Hatter is Cannabis Church at 11:11. Come to the Dab Bar. We're gonna have coffee at the Mad Hatter, where the blunts are fatter. CMMNJ, UFCW, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, and SativaCross.org, where you can donate $1 million to SativaCross.org. So tell George Soros and the Koch brothers to send us $1 million, and we'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, right?
Sure. I'll do whatever you want. Give me millions of dollars. I'll be a hucklebearer. I'll be your hucklebearer. It's not Huckleberry. It's Hucklebearer.
Yeah.
Bearer. Just saying. So, our list begins. Is this? Look at this. Look at this list. Hold on.
So yeah, so you read the first name, and it added the bell.
Go ahead, ring that bell, Jim. That's the. Oh wow.
Got it hanging. See, I got it hanging now. I don't have to hold it.
Okay. All right. Make sure we got this on camera. This is too good. All right, we do. There we go. I lost my list here. My list here, it's our friends and family that died, and you know, waiting for cannabis to be legalized or not criminalized and not stigmatized either. Cheryl Miller begins this list, but I'm not going to say her name yet because the reason why we're here in Trenton, because of Cheryl. So I just want to say one thing. Thank you, Cheryl Miller, because
Yeah, it's not funny.
really changed my outlook on cannabis. I didn't know cannabis helped multiple sclerosis. I didn't know. I just thought it gave you the munchies, and I was ignorant. And that's why we have ignorance is no excuse, because we're all ignorant, and we want to stamp out ignorance. And this list brings it home. And we're going to start the list now. And Jim has a bell. We made a bell. Mr. Bubbles is going to ring the bell.
You want to ring? Oh.
No, you gotta hit it. That side, yeah, that side. This side.
No, is it?
Okay. We got it. Okay. So, all right, ready? Cheryl, Sabina, Diane, Gracie, Cindy, May, Marie, Jack, Joan, Randy, Polly, Bill, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lou, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, Gary, Julia, Wayne, Waxy, Joe Marie, Jeff. No, Wayne. Wrong one.
This concludes our podcast.
That was the voice of Wayne Barini. He was like third from the end. So he's the one that always says, that concludes our podcast.
He also says this.
You eat it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Bubbles, for chilling out with us. It was great seeing you. Man, this is great. I love it. And well, we'll see you tomorrow night, 4:20 at the Mad Hatter, where those blunts are fatter. Peace out, everybody. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning we will remember them. Thanks, everybody. See ya!